Hey 7th and 8th grade, hopefully you watched the video that I attached before this one about Japan surrendering, because if you did, you would have seen the ship, the USS Missouri, which is now in Pearl Harbor, and I actually got to visit Pearl Harbor. I've actually been there twice. I'm super blessed. It was an amazing experience. I think every American, if you have the opportunity to go to Pearl Harbor, you definitely should, just to see where World War II started for the United States and why we got involved. Is a really great experience. Also doesn't hurt that it's on the island of Oahu in Hawaii, so that makes it really cool as well. Here's a picture of when I actually visited the USS Missouri with my sister and her family. And here's a picture that I took of the spot where the surrender agreement was signed. The next major event in world history and US history that we're gonna talk about is the Cold War. It sounds kind of strange because what does that even mean, a Cold War? All that means is that the two sides never actually fight each other directly in battle. They may fight each other through what's called proxy wars. Those are wars that other countries are fighting, and these two countries that are in a Cold War will go and fight to help these sides. So that happened in the Cold War in Korea. It happened in some of the countries in Eastern Europe where the United States fought the USSR, the Soviet Union, used to be Russia, now the Soviet Union. So they fought them in those countries, but never actually declared that they were fighting each other. They were just saying it was to help these other countries. And it kind of was, but really it was to fight each other. So why would they be fighting each other when they were just allies in World War II? Well, it all boils down to ideology. So what do you believe about economics and what do you believe about government? That's your ideology. The Russians, the Soviets, not the Russians, the Soviets, they believed in communism and the Americans in capitalism. Those two things do not mix well. So the Soviets were afraid that the United States was going to bomb them with their new nuclear arsenal. And the United States was afraid that Russia was trying to take over all of Europe and the world and make it communist, which both sides were kind of doing what the other side thought they were doing. The United States wasn't about to nuke the Soviet Union, but they were trying to stop communism, and the Soviet Union was trying to spread communism all across the world. So the Cold War started in the 1940s, right after World War II ended, and it continued for over 40 years until the 1990s. It's a really long time. So your parents were alive when the Cold War ended. You should ask them if they remember anything about that, or if they remember the Berlin Wall coming down. The next thing that I'm gonna have you do is watch a video on a website called Edpuzzle. That's your challenge for today. So you don't have to do this. This is your extra challenge. So go to the email and look at the instructions. If you have trouble getting on Edpuzzle and you can't create an account or can't find the video that I attached for whatever reason, just give me a call and let me know.